Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LCK Cup 2025.
Not something like a Lux, you obviously don't need to worry too much about just getting poked into oblivion. As level 2 has been found, heroic charge, no stun here from Keria, as now Lehans finds the hook. Onto Keria, gets the knock up, but now he's taken so much damage. Smash, one more auto will deal it, and he flashes forward to pick it up. That's first blood in this bottom lane, as the flash from Gio is so weird alongside that heroic charge. One more auto would do it, but it's not gonna be there, and it's a double in the bottom lane for T1.
See if they can quickly try to use this prio to grab Dragon and then turn to the grubs, because if you end up losing a lot of control early, it's going to be a disaster, and Gideon's in trouble.
Ona's going in, but Keria taking a fair bit of damage as well. Steadfast presence as he misses the Mystic shot there. Does Jiwoo, and Lehen's going to pay the price for it. Smash grabs yet another kill as Arcane Shift gets Jiwoo out of there, but Tri-Brush not going to be warded.
Not somewhere that he wants to exist,
and I believe he agrees. Kingen now looking for a bit of an angle as Keria moving on up. Doran moving in as well as another heroic charge. Kingen trying to get himself out of there as the Crescent Guard is now on cooldown. Faker very low though, cannot join this fight as the hook is going to connect. Can they actually CC this Xin Zhao enough? That's the question. Gideon diving on top of him, flashes forward. Ona is healing though, and is going to survive. Good shield there as Kingen comes in to protect his jungler. And now Doran should be able to just finish off Fisher. If that hook had landed, Fisher able to flash his way out, but now Kingen's the one that eventually will pay the price.
Oh man, Nongshim committing so heavily to this one. Len should be able to get the execute here at the end of the day, but ultimately still another kill over to T1. They will be able to secure 2 out of 3 grubs at the end of the day. Fisher also losing his flash. Only Gio with his flash left remaining here across the side of Nongshim. As Keria looking for a buckler and won't find it, but ooh, that was a bit of a messy one.
I would say so too. Keria going to take the quick way out as Doran will be pushing
now his... just no real control. Kingen is just like, let's see how good Cassante is. I have no flash.
Yeah. Does have his ultimate back off cooldown, but let's see what he can actually get done here as the Steadfast presence gets him into the wall. There's the bullet time, and he's dead.
It's just systematic here by T1, and the cross-map Doran is like, well, I'm just not going to take a chance. I'm just going to walk away.
So feats of strength now going over to T1 with that first brick falling down on the bottom side, and maybe I should change my opinion on Misfortune. Maybe Misfortune is actually just fantastic.
I just don't know if it's really about the Misfortune. Like in the bottom 2v2, her damage was big as Doran.
All right, there's cease and desist. Let's see whether they can actually get the kill. They pull him back, but now it's Keria to remove Gideon from the equation. Still, Doran does go down. Faker teleporting in. I don't know about that one because he's trying to get himself out. A little bit weird as far as how the Observer PC managed to figure that one out, but Faker not able to get him far enough with the shifting sands. And that is 2 comeback kills.
Locking somebody down and you just press R. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have a look at it happening one more time. Let's see whether the Cassante shenanigans can actually bring Kingen out of this one. The all-out just not going to be invested, so he's just going to die.
Okay. That's,
Yep.
That's one step back. We already grouped to get the bottom turret. Now let's systematically move top side, zone you away, and take this one too. It's not just the turret, it's zoning Gio out of farm as well. And you know, you can see Kingen is like, cool, I've got my shadow jungler bottom side. I'll eventually get this one, but it is never going to be a race that you win.
Yeah.
So that's an extra shield he's going to have on top of dealing with Ezreal pretty well, but now we can deal with the poke from those Qs from Gio. So it's just a really tough matchup for Gio, and that's just another turret gone. So that'll be... And even look at how safely Doran's playing. He's just sitting under turret knowing they don't have control of the pit. And while he sits there, they can't punish him, and then T1 push mid.
Well, True Shot Barrage going to try and help clear out this wave. Lehen's making his way over, but this turret is just dead. And because Keria can channel the ultimate, that's all you really need to worry about. That can protect their escape very comfortably. And in the meantime, Faker also taking another inner turret. There's only one inner turret left. And that's a Rift Herald as well.
Yeah, I mean, T1 are just farming Nongshim right now. Like, yeah. Everything that's red belongs to me. Everything the light touches is T1's kingdom. And with all the Kingen is going to hurt a lot. The LDR that's done at this point in time for Smash is going to hurt a lot. Gio has his second item, but he
oh no,
Gideon
just completely isolated now. And yeah, Smash able to hit him mid-Vault Breaker with a bullet. And that's going to be enough to get rid of the Vibe.
We might have that trademark 20-minute objective from T1 in this game, except it'll be an Otacon this time.
Yeah, I think it will definitely be a 25-minute Baron as well, if we actually make it to 25 minutes. That's kind of my theory.
Oh!
All right, there's a pick onto Carrier. Hook is going to land that time. Kingen going to whiff the Q. But I don't think
on 20, but about 2015.
Yep, and we're also standing on some vision here on Nongshim's side. Let's see whether they can get some sort of steal happening, as there is the flash forward. Gideon steals it, and now they get a free ticket home. Can they grab themselves some kills as well? That's the question. As 200 gold going over to Owner, as they are just kind of farming these Otacon buffs. Still, it's not as bad as
I
would assume many people thought about when they were considering this, because Nongshim have had some really creative draft ideas. As I'm going to have to hold that thought, because we might have a fight breaking out. Nongshim all grouped as 5. Carrier with that Keeper's Verdict can really make things tough. As Doran on a flank angle, Fisher over the wall there as well. Decent assist to get on top of him. And Doran's just being thrown around this fight like a ragdoll. Fisher is now found by Carrier, who does just evict Jiu. Empress Divide goes wide, though, is now Kingen trying to stay alive, but he's still at Otacon buff for another 20 seconds, so that's kind of cute. That's going to be Owner taking away the Dragon. Flash out from Faker avoids the hook as Jiu makes his way back into the fight.
Coming.
It's a 1-for-1 so far, but like you say, Kingen making his way back into the battle might mean that T1 aren't exactly getting out scot-free. True Shot Barrage does sail by and does nothing at all. It's a miracle. As we do have that bottom wave, it was cleared out and everything's okay. Gideon once again looking for another angle. And Owner and Faker getting to work on this Dragon. Cease and Desist is going to connect onto Smash. Keeper's Verdict just to get rid of the damage. And down goes the jungler. And that will mean Baron is available if T1 would like to take it, as now Kingen being discovered by Owner is exactly what Nongshim do not want. Just pick after pick here for T1, and 1 versus 5, I don't think he's going to be able to get that one. Lahan's going to get picked up by that Emperor's Divide and will be cut down where he stands as well by the onslaught of Sand Soldiers. And T1, I don't know whether they even necessarily need to take the Baron. They might just do it because they feel like it, but I think also pushing into the enemy base might be a way to win.
Yeah, well, it looks like Fisher's flash isn't going to be enough to get him out of here. And
To the Skies was both a request and the name of the ability.
Yes. I think that with the Azir damage here, they could easily just 2-man this, and then the remainder of these minions, which aren't really being thinned out by anyone, will just end the game here for T1. Faker does have teleport as well, so he can just TP to mid, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's looking for the second inhibitor here. They can start to collapse in with these Baron buffed cannon minions to say goodnight.
Well, there's finally a hook connecting onto Doran. Nice work, Lahens. We got there, even though it is a little bit too little and perhaps too late. Inhibitor goes down, top side and mid. Nongshim are at least, I mean, they're breathing.
Yeah, T1 decide not to opt for the end. Interestingly, now they're in an awkward spot here.
Well, Lahens is also in an awkward spot. Wind becomes lightning, doesn't actually amount to too much. As Kingen, stopped by the Steadfast Presence, Jiu needs to offer some damage back to at least deter them. The flash forward to miss the Q is not exactly what you want. As now Owner possibly out of position as well. Crescent Guard does absolutely nothing as now Kingen gets an all-out onto Doran. Nongshim actually finding some angles here as Faker is now on the floor. Carrier and Smash the only ones left alive. Thank goodness they took the Baron.
I mean, the fact that Fisher's teleport came off cooldown, I think, was the biggest concern for T1 on going for the end, because a flanking Aurora could have been an issue, but they pushed so deep anyways, they could have tried to maybe potentially rely on those Supermen.
Taking them down. But now that the siege is on, this is where things get dangerous. Out goes Kingen, in goes Carrier. Owner looking for an advantage onto Jiu, who's trying to stay alive, but the bullet time says absolutely not. Lahens down to 50%, make that 30 and make that dead. Empress Divide doesn't do a whole lot because the all-out gets Kingen through it, but he also heads straight to the death chamber. It's a triple kill for Smash. Fisher the last man standing, and there was a blip. There was a bit of a hiccup, but ultimately the outcome was still the same as it's been dictated throughout the entirety of the game. T1 just too good in this game number 1.
Our synergy is better than you, and we'll just snowball this game, and Pyke's cut gold will snowball this Kaisa, and we're going to just explode into the mid-game. But it hasn't really led to a big gold advantage here for Nongshim, sitting on about 200 or so at the moment.
Well, Kingen continuing to just try and hit Smash with things. Doesn't, I believe, manage to tag him with the Frost there. Oh dear, Lahens is just dead.
High value ward. I've never seen one.
Sometimes respecting the wards is a good idea, as once again, first blood. But that one in the top lane was certainly not one you want. This could be another opportunity for that, as now Lehens wants to be able to find it. Cocoon now going to connect as he flashes on over. Fisher's in so much trouble, still going to survive. They take down the Lee Sin first, the repel to get Lehens out of dodge. And now Jiu's on the board, picks up the kill onto Carrier. Faker now in trouble, and it's a double for the Ash. Nongshim coming back in a big way here in game 2.
I mean, it's just
I think I'll write my thesis on it. I'll try and get a PhD in
I think if you had a
Diego interactions.
If you had a group of 20... Oh!
Okay, there is the safeguard kick flash onto Jiu, who is very dead.
All right, well, there you go.
Yep, revenge. Secured. The feat of strength did go over to Nongshim.
Yeah.
So there is at least that. They can take that one to the bank. Nice little knock up here from Fisher as Doran misses the harpoon. That's going to win the trade there for the Yone. But that is one grub going on down as Voidsig are going to give away the position here of Smash. Carrier comes in though, lands the Bone Skewer as Kingin's in a bit of trouble as well. Lehens is just dead. Explosions there as the ulti's looking really cool. A double in theory, but it is just egg form. And still, that's a 4-man ult from Fisher! Smash gonna get ripped to shreds! And they take down Faker as well. Back immediately channeled here as Carrier is trying to go home. And now flashing over the wall is Gideon, safeguarding out his owner, and I think he will survive for the moment. But man, I thought that was a... And just think about that with Kingin laid over the top, right? He can slow everyone so much, it can make some of these Yone plays work out. As Kingin also may just be dead, which would also be bad, but Owner's going to dive in. There's the safeguard kick as Lehens comes through. Owner is going to die, so it's a 1-for-1. But Lehens is now finding himself a little bit trapped underneath this turret. That turret is very angry. And Smash taking a lot of damage here. Lehens, I don't know about this one, buddy. Still, can he get in range of the Q as there's the repel and he gets the execute. Not enough that Carrier can do about it as now Faker will turn up. But Fisher is now landed. Carrier looks for the ultimate, doesn't quite find it, but still, the stun is going to connect. Carrier going to be falling as we've also got Gideon getting eaten by a very angry robot Yordle. And Jiu, can he actually avenge him? The answer is perhaps, because we just continue to fight here in this game. Doran now running for the hills. Faker looking for Fisher. He flashes, he picks it up. And it's 8-8 as far as the kill score. And if we don't get a Ruinous Otacon in this game, I will eat my hat.
It might be the one. 5 seconds until it's calculated, but I mean, looks like maybe we even have more. Fisher is not here. And it's just Faker who's double blast coning his way out. Chemtech Soul to the rescue. I guess Ruinous Otacon's not happening.
Yeah, I guess it's not happening.
So close.
My hat unfortunately does not exist. However, I will eat nothing. Just for you guys, just so that I can remain true. Okay, Lehen's going to find the cocoon onto Owner here, who puts him up into the sky. Kingin just continuing to try and push them away. Gets stunned and now has no real way out. And will be taken out of there.
Oh man, my man Lehens is trying to make some big heroic plays in this mid game and starting to backfire a little bit here.
All Lehens did that Lehens was going to be in that brush. And let's see whether Jiu knows it, and he does. As Bone Skewer still going to connect, and Jiu just going to be able to find the hook, so it's a 1-for-1 in the end. Let's see whether Gideon can make it a 2-for-1, but the Bone Skewer not quite as good coming from the Viego, and he gets himself out.
Still going to be the turret going over to T1 here topside. Faker's teleport not punished. He's even going to let some of these minions go with it, or at least some damage on that cannon. But going back to the mid play, you know, you could argue very good composition at finding picks. T1 are just too careful.
Yeah. And now this outer turret is under fire. This is a good macro position for Nongshim to be in. Can T1 actually fight their way back into some control around this river as Gideon pushing forward? Arrow going to connect there onto Owner. The double stun, the layering CC, but he gets himself out with the safeguard, and now Gideon is burning down. Faker, Valkyries to reposition, and now it's Smash's Killer Instinct. He didn't even need a button with that name on it. He already just had that, but it is working out for them. Carrier looking for another Bone Skewer, but honestly, the damage has been done. 3 on the floor for Nongshim, and maybe even more as the ulti gets Fisher out, but Kingin, he doesn't have one of those. Burning, but now he's just going to have to flap his way out. And this outer turret, not long for the world as T1 just look to take down the stragglers. Oh dear, yeah, that is a Void Seeker that's going to put him down towards the egg. And down goes Yone as well. Faker's health bar suffered a little bit, but nothing to worry about. As now Otacon could be an option here.
Rod of Ages and the Seraph's transform, but it's just too little too late. The scaling is definitely high in terms of what she can do damage-wise later, but I don't know if it's going to matter.
Well, Kingin is going to do his best to try and find an angle, and Faker is going to make it impossible for any value to be collected. Gives him the good old thumbs up as Void Seeker is going to find him. My goodness. He deserved that, you know, like catching a bit of a break here.
I mean, look, anyone who's even a T1 fan will cheer for an Onivia in those moments. You know, we haven't seen Onivia that much really ever in a while, and Zeus did it one time, and now we're like, oh, could this be a thing? Could we see Onivia? That's kind of hype. Please live, King. I don't know.
I also think he got his Seraph's transform
right in time.
As it was, as he needed it, so that was definitely cool. Fisher going to use his ult to escape once. Pretty cool. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Bone Skewer going to connect. Now Faker is going to turn up. Arrow will connect as the repel gets Lehens out of there. But T1, a few too many bodies here for Nongshim to really fight back. They have 4, but is it actually going to be enough? Another Bone Skewer. Carrier cannot miss today. Yeah,
he's just on fire. And Smash is going to sit here in mid. This 4-1 Otacon play is so oppressive. A lot of teams would just look for a dive here, but T1 don't need to. They know that Nongshim can't punish. They can't look for the picks like their comp wants to while they're sieged up like this.
Oh dear, Doran possibly in trouble. The wall goes down, Repel goes up. And remember they have Otacon, but this is still a bunch of money going over to Nongshim. They just need to make sure that they do not die. Killer Instinct gets Smash in there as they take down Jiu. 1 for 2 sent back home. Is kind of even, I guess
it's like a trade up for Nongshim gold-wise a little bit. But still T1 having the pressure there.
Another Bone Skewer. This time going to miss. 6 points in my country though.
And using the wall and the ultimate, like you said, to kill the minions and to deny some of that siege, buying some time here.
Yep, counter siege for Onivia is no joke, as now Fisher is going to take an equalizer ride. He did not want that. Another equalizer is there now in the form of a Valkyrie, and Faker didn't even really need it as far as the damage. Fisher is just, being...
Faker's here. It's not a 1v1. This was not the play.
Yes, not the droids you were looking for. Okay, Lehens is just thrown into a Bone Skewer. That was sexy. That was a sexy play. And T1 are just once again going to stages to really assert their lead. Now that they have it, things are looking real dire. And Carrier doesn't miss those. Once again, that is a dead Ashe.
Yeah, sometimes against these Carrier spears, you gotta just flash it, man.
Yeah, be in the fountain.
The problem is if you flash his hook, then you don't have your flash for his next one. He's not going to miss, you know. He was in deep trouble there. T1 going to grab this Baron on spawn again. And this game is just, unfortunately, very quickly spiraling out of Nongshim's grasp. There were some good angles in the early game. There were some opportunities. They kept it close. They even had, at one point, a pretty nice macro lead, map control.
Really not allowed to go home. The equalizer going to stop that. Now Carrier looking for an opportunity to take him down. He's going to slink through. Does get tagged as, oh god, just like 3 buttons and he's dead. Fisher not going to be allowed to escape here. Does get a big old shield as he flashes on top of Faker. He almost goes down. Eventually Gideon does secure that kill as the Bone Skewer this time just barely going to go wide. And Doran going to get taken down. Gideon now finding some of these angles, some of these opportunities as he gets on top of Smash with a Heartbreaker. Now Jiu with these auto attacks as Carrier, it's just going to get autoed down. And Ona possibly out of position. There's the kick. Follows in order to take down Gideon, but the stun is going to be there, and there's the Ashe damage we've been waiting for. Nongshim able to fight back. This was with Baron.
Yeah, this is one of those old school Nongshim types of really crazy snowballing champions on T1's side to utilize there as well. The damage coming out of the stolen Corki was unreal. That's going to be a lot of gold over Nongshim. Valkyrie is perfect here. Gets another transform. Smash is like, I got a flash. That's way too much damage.
I've seen this movie before.
Well timed this game.
And this did happen in game number 1 as well, right?
Yes.
It was the negative Rebel Baron power play into T1 saying, haha, I guess we'll just win. And then they did. This does have an Onivia in it, so maybe that just win is going to take a little while longer. But Ona says he's going to split push, take down a mid lane inhibitor turret, and T1 to continue to push forward. King in. Gonna get just engaged on here by Carrier. King goes golden. Carrier likely to die as Gideon is just burning. That is going to be the rocket to take him down. Actually, the last tick of Ignite, I believe, was what removed him there. And Nongshim continuing to play defense. Arrow going to connect onto this Rumble as the ulti from Fisher. It might be enough there to be able to take him down, but instead he goes golden. Ona now taken down to his GA. Smash is getting autoed down by Jiu, who's standing and delivering as far as this damage is concerned. If he's not instantly killed, things can be better unless Ona does that. And now the entire bottom lane is being wiped out. He does have to sacrifice himself for it. Speaking of sacrifices, Doran will be taking down Fisher, the hero, as Kingin versus Faker, a tale as old as time, or at least one that's at least 3 years old.
Pressure he puts on Arrow comes through, just the tip of the ult from Fisher actually locks Doran down, and then Gio positions really well. Yeah, can we stop doing the thing where we say nice things about Nongshim that we come back and they're dead?
Yeah, this has happened, some would say too much. If he respawns, he may just die by existing on Summoner's Rift. This could be another one, though, as Carrier going to look for a Bone Skewer, connects it after the Heartbreaker. This guy is sick. Ona now looking to try and connect that Q, but the arrow is going to be what lands. Nice little stun there as in goes Ona looking for another opportunity. King and just trying to play defense. This picks him out of the air again! How does Carrier keep doing this? Now looks for the engagement in the backline, sacrifices himself at Smash to find an avenue in. He's going to take down Gio, and Fisher somehow misses everyone with that ultimate. That actually, I don't think that's on Fisher. That should have hit something, I think. As now Faker is going to say enough with the shenanigans, and he's looking to end this game right here. The most kills in a game here for the LCK Cup ever. And Fisher is still going to try and get more, at least give more. It's 2 go down before Smash is given some time with this Nexus. Doran also going to be able to clear out the kill onto King and gets the ace. And this is going to be the 2-0 for T1. Welcome to the playoffs of the LCK Cup. You'll be up against either DRX or Humble Life Esports.
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LCK Cup 2025.
Scary. The problem is they also have a lot of dive setup. So level 1 for Rich, and there are 4 people in this top lane. Azeus is going to hop taxi his way over. That is going to be first blood. Over to Peanut as easy as you like, and it's even unable to get the solo kill onto Yukal. I don't know what happened there, but that does not look good as, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh Rich, oh
He's
no.
1 minion away from level 2.
Oh dear, the Turtle Port brings him in, but he had to sit and wait while it was coming through for so long as, okay, Andel's gonna come on over as somehow Peanut survives for an extra shot. Still, Rich has survived the initial onslaught as they wait for this tower to reset once more. The boulder comes down.
Oh, it's a disaster.
There goes Delight. Viper not quite dead, but close. And I said, oh no. What I meant was, oh, Rich, nicely done.
I mean, I was watching that first dive and I was like, damn, he's 1 minion away from level 2. Viper in trouble.
Yeah, he's dead. And that's Rich getting another one as well. Never mind, that's kill going over to Andel. Never lucky, Rich.
3 kills on an Elise actually is valid. You know, we don't have the XP bar up, but he's so close to hitting level 2. He's like, I want that many of those. Meanwhile, Zeus is in trouble.
Oh god. Okay, so and now also here in the mid lane, Yukal, he is dead. So there we go. HLE getting 1 on the board, baby.
Okay, so it's not all terrible, but it's mostly terrible.
Yeah.
Zeus has 1. Ooh. But man, this was a very, very rough start to this game here for Hanwha Life. At least they were able to punish Yukal's flash.
Yep.
But that is about it.
Oh god. I think Delight might be dead. The Cocoon is going to connect, and Andel is just having the greatest time. Look at that. He's got Sork shoes already. And they have a feat of strength. Oh my goodness. That is so
insane.
much power for an Elise this early on.
And you're down, and he's got just a tiny window to do it. They have mid-prio here. Looks like he's going to get 2, as he does have that smite.
Yeah, should be able to take this one down. There we go, turns, but the Cocoon is going to connect. Delight is going to die for it as the Permafrost comes in, and down he goes, 4-0-1! My god, this Elise is so scary. As an Australian, we understand about very dangerous
this
to DRX.
Yeah, it's a bit problematic as...
That's an anger arrow, is what it feels like to me, but Peanut's coming down. Not going to be able to connect that, though, because Andel able to go up into the sky. Still, that is shutdown goal going over to Peanut. Flash out from Teddy to avoid the spear as Rich comes in. 1v3, but Delight is extraordinarily close to dead. Does get the stun. Rich looking to be able to flash away, and he will be able to do so.
Yukal also going to get some plate gold out of this play as well, so this ends up being a little bit better for... I did forget about because he has to go over the fat wall here, but... Over on the other
teleport,
side,
actually, as Viper is dead, guys. Doesn't have his flash. Does manage to cleanse, but he's still dead. That is Yukal picking up some much-needed money in that mid lane. You can see really tying up the gold. Some grub's going to be taken here by DRX. They nailed down the first one. Should be able to grab 2. Let's see whether HLE can even the score as far as that is concerned. But instead, they're going for a fight. Sponge down incredibly low, but Yukal diving in. And he's super tanky, to be perfectly honest. The Shock Blast, the tiny one, is able to wipe out this Pantheon as now Viper free hitting To the skies goes Yukal. Let's see whether Viper can actually land this. Oh man, that volley was so high value as Andil is able to get the kill back, but not without sacrificing himself. And now Peanut will be able to even out these grubs, as we mentioned before. This game is chaos.
Kind of a banger to start things off here. But Andil is just so fed at this point. I think he actually gets a proc of his Hextech alternator in that final moment as well. Zeus!
Oh god, okay, that is going to be some plasma proc, but Teddy's able to cleanse out from Delight, but the arrow's still going to connect onto Andil here. Peanut dashing forward, but Teddy, Killer Instinct into the backline, executes the Pantheon, but sacrifices himself for it, and I feel like killing a cannon's probably more valuable than killing Delight.
Opportunities there, so perhaps thought he was going to die either way, so decided to go in, which I think, you know, if that's true, if we look at the replay, maybe we'll think differently, but siege up turrets, let the Cassante absorb the pressure elsewhere, especially because it's an Italy composition. If Rich dodges even a few of these...
Oh, the arrow going to connect. That's after the dash. That is bad news, Bears. He's going to get taken down, quite literally, because that's what the ability's called there from Peanut. And they will lose this turret. That should be a feat of strength going on over to HLE, and there it is.
That's a huge play from Viper, because I think without the arrow, he can buy so much time, and they have so much control over that top side. They don't get the turret, actually.
Oh, God. Okay, Glacial Prison goes down, and so will Delight, because he doesn't have a health bar still. Sponge tanking up that turret. Winter's Wrath avoided beautifully there by Viper, but now Andil and Yukal looking to try and take him down. That Rocket Belt doing some work there, but Andil not able to close the gap. That's an inner turret. Okay.
Yeah, for an outer topside, Teddy did finally take that one.
I want to say as well that Peanut's having a pretty good game on this Nidalee so far as the arrow once again. Oh, it sails by the spider and hits the boar. Andil's still going to die though as Zeka locks that one down with a Frost Bomb. And Sponge unable to avenge his fallen support. And this is one of the problems with the Elise. Opposite of what DRX have kind of done throughout the remainder of the tournament, which has been fall behind and then find a way back in. This is get ahead and then not find a way to do anything in the mid game. That's really working out as now Teddy and Viper are fighting. Teddy's going to win this one. He's able to take down his opposite number. And as I say it, DRX looked to right the ship. Like the best celebrations and things like that. Teddy was really cleaning up.
He's just an iconic player. By the way, that is feats of strength for DRX with that objective being taken here.
So he's going to have to pay attention. Hopefully, Dan Harrison, if you are watching, please pay some more attention for the next game.
Man, we're going to have to pull up the damage to structure stat or something at some point. He
has like close to the highest gold lead in the game.
Get this man a hull breaker.
Surely he'll build it next.
I mean, he could. I mean, Yukal is going to get a turret down here on the bottom side in exchange with the Herald, but they had to use Herald for that.
Leandri's, so yeah, these are very threatening as they dive onto Sponge. Great Arctic Assault, but Viper is going to tag Andil. A few arrows do come in, but Yukal has found the Ash, and he's in the blender and will be just decimated. Zeka teleported in, but I don't know whether he really wanted to as these health bars are going lower, but I don't think that they can actually re-engage as Delight. Yeah, he's going to try and protect himself, but he gets stunned, and oh god, the damage from Teddy.
This is starting to be the Teddy show again on this Kaisa, and Hanwha Life not in really a position to try to fish for anything else here. I think they should definitely be willing to vacate. It looked like at the beginning of that play it was going to be Nidalee trapped for lose Sejuani, but then they turned it around.
And this is what happens, right? With HLE having zero frontline, DRX can take the initial salvo and then continue to fight.
Andil on a late join here could be cut off.
Yeah, Sponge is also pretty low. Andil now just trying to protect this outer turret. HLE decide that they want to stop that from happening and should be able to get this outer. The rest of DRX not committing to anything.
I'm not sure why Andil was that far away, maybe just clearing some vision on the top side of the jungle, but the rest of his team was clearly focused on the dragon. He wasn't there and almost got caught, lost the turret over it. See if he can turn it around here. Zeus has Mega.
Yeah, Zeus not going to be too worried about what DRX is going to be able to do here as Sponge moves in and wants to immediately move out. Oh, the Arctic Assault missed synergy there alongside the Cocoon, forcing that one to miss. The Dragon is going to go to Peanut, and Zeus wanting to kill Rich, slows him down with a big old rock, and that is going to cause his demise. HLE now moving up towards Artican as well.
Yukal coming in.
It's a pipe dream, but they're still going to try and go to Sleepwolf. Viper going to get tagged, yep. Health bar completely invisible here as they're looking to rotate over. Yeah, Artican's going to be taken, and then you're going to be here. You do not want to be here, DRX. As what goes up must come down, and then goes even further down. That is the fourth death. Catching up with the deaths comparison to all of these kills.
Decisions in these chaotic moments that DRX are just not able to match the speed of is really problematic for them. I mean, Zeus 5-0-2, 3 items.
Oh, easy on the trigger finger there, but unfortunately Andal is still going to pop like a balloon. Zeus just hops on top of him, and that is a dead Elise. And in other games, we'd be saying, oh, now it's time to take Baron, because the Smite's dead. But Elise isn't a jungler anymore, so Sponge could theoretically go for some sort of steal.
There's a bit of a Gnar on a flank situation, but he does have his withdrawal, so I don't think he cares.
Yeah, this is the thing. So DRX are going to move over. Delight gets healed up, actually, from Peanut for most of his health bar, and Sponge, he doesn't have that option. He just dies. Baron is going to go over to HLE as well. And it's like HLE just decided they wanted to win in the last few minutes. Rich going to get thrown back into the wall. He'd almost escaped, and Zeus said, nah.
I mean, they got through the toughest part of this game relatively scathed, but like Zeus really kept them in it with really good side laning. Zeka, despite being in danger a few times, never died, right? He hit his 2-item spike. Now he's got 3 on this Corki straight to the LDR. He's massive now. Wasn't as clean as Corki game, but it's clean enough. That hurts a lot. And, you know, when you get through so smoothly, some of the toughest parts, and you have that big game-deciding team fight where Andil's cut off, you lose turret, you lose a member, then you lose Andil, then you lose Andil before Baron. It's like Summoner's Rift's got a post-20-minute get an objective, you get one Andil free. You know, Hanwha Life just ruling the game now. Suddenly a 7,000 gold lead. Vision control. They have Chemtech Soul as well to play around, like I was talking about.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
That time the rappel didn't land. Oh god. Okay.
Like I said, it's a post 20-minute objective. You get one Andil free.
Yeah, well, they are really making switched on enough in order to make this one work. As Teddy, oh god, tagged by another spear. And Viper just avoiding these Void Seekers. Sponge and Yukal just wondering which fire they need to put out first, and unfortunately, that results in none of them really going out. Cocoon going to connect here, as the Mega Nart should actually come through. It's just whether or not that does anything. He hops into the enemy base. And Teddy, I don't know whether you needed to ult, but you did, and he died, so...
Got him.
Yeah, results-based analysis says you nailed it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be in trade for this dragon. It's only a second Chemtech dragon. They got the Andil preemptively this time. Late game top speed. I think that is premedicated on maintaining control, which they lost significantly. As Zeus?
Well, Teddy, he looks good gold. That is true, as he flashes and kills him. So that's a lot of cooldowns. However, the results once again say that things are good. Rich is also dead, and so it's a 1-for-1, as both top laners just having a bit of a nap.
Here for DRX is try to survive for 2.5 more minutes for the inhibitor to spawn and try to keep Baron from happening at that point. Maybe then you can win a miracle team fight. Maybe that's your only hope at this point. Looking for a second inhibitor though is HLE.
Yeah,
I think they're going to get it.
Going to tag Sponge, but he was able to buffer the Arctic Assault, and the inhibitor will go down. So that is 2. Next one could be taken here, unless they move over to the Baron in 30 seconds time to take that one down instead. Yukal possibly overextended, and by possibly I mean very overextended. The flash forward from Delight. Yukal's relatively tanky, and Zeka may go down as well, but not before killing him. As, oh god, the spear just one-shots onto Andil, and now Peanut is just dancing around the fight, able to take them all down. Rich still going all out though, and is able to execute both of the damage dealers. Zeus just wasn't there, and also probably wasn't needed. Delight likely to die, but instead he gets healed up by Peanut and manages to help take down the Cassante. Peanut's in Italy, man. He's really having a day out on this champion. The Nexus will now go down. This was a weird, wonderful, wacky game, but in the end, it's HLE walking away with the W.
Yeah, I think we might be taking a closer look at...
And I just don't know whether that is going to be something that's going to be possible.
They do finally swap the Galio back to mid. I think as well that the Galio is level 6. Rich knows he can't be here.
Yeah.
And Zeus just TP's top, and they're like, all right, you can swap, but we can also get plates and zone the Rumble out. And Rich is like, so we can do the mid party again, right? Like, that party's still going.
Just haven't really been implemented in this game.
No.
All that well. And it's just not really the thing. Okay, Vault Breaker to try and save it here. 3 versus 3. Ulti comes down from Zeus. He's doing so much damage as Andil might be sacrificed here. The flash out as Sponge gets underneath the turret, but they are just picking them off like fish in a barrel. Another one goes over to the Freljordian Bunny.
No level 6 for Rich. You know, he just doesn't have it.
Viper really doesn't want to flash, but he is going to have to flash. Justice Punch going to get the knock up onto Yukal, and oh god, Delight just flashes in, throws out the anchor,
worry.
and down he goes.
Don't worry, Teddy, he's getting played solo, so the play...
And he survives, right? So it's not like end of the world, but now Yukal tries to salvage the play. They force the flash.
Oh, he's got 6!
Oh, he does. So does Peanut. As Rich just gives him the thumbs up, says, oh, it's good to see you, buddy. I remember our Nongshim times. It was great. And Peanut says, top of the morning to you, and kills him.
Peanut's
Have that control.
Yeah.
As all right, Vault Breaker is going to connect onto Peanut. Hook goes wide as there's a bullet time. Down goes Peanut. So that is a great little pick-off here for DRX.
Combo number 1.
There we go.
They did it. They pressed the buttons. And now Zeus is just going to have to go side lane. He has his ult and teleport, but it just all happened too fast there. And it's difficult to actually execute the combo on Wukong because he has Warrior's Trickster and he has Zeus bottom. I thought maybe they were going to try to collapse onto Yukal. They have so much control over this dragon that they can kind of just freely let that bottom wave sit for a second. The Zeus TP's down. And he's about to hit Leandri's. He's not quite there yet.
Oh, Cloud Soul. That's exciting.
That's different.
Very happy about that. Not going to be a Chemtech. Thank you very much, Ox. No Susja in the chat this time. Only Pogs. Absolutely amazing.
Another plate going to go
Rich
over.
is well and truly behind enemy lines right now as Zeus slips between the veil. And now Delight taking a bit of damage. Chains of Corruption do go wide as now the quickness ties up 2 of them. Bullet time to try and shred down these health bars. And it works. Andal will be going down though as Zekra's running amok in the backline. Rich going to be his next target as now Peanut trying to make his way out of there. Viper not going to be so lucky as the heroic entrance to join Peanut and the gang and another Justice Punch. Zekra just taking full control of the team fight while Yukal is in top lane.
He doesn't have teleport, so he can't be a part of this bottom side fight.
In that last exchange.
He's a fountain cone.
Yeah. Well, now Andal's in a bit of trouble. Doesn't exactly get a whole lot of quickness value as Yukal ties him up with the ulti, but then immediately explodes. The bullet time this time does get fully channeled, but into the air and not into the enemy. The group stage of this tournament because he wasn't feeling like he was at his best. Certainly having a good time in this game. As nice steal there from Sponge. Gets the smite down. Peanut looks a little bit silly. That's the real one, and he just gets ulted. Zekka gonna move over, finds a 3-man taunt, but Teddy's not taunted. Peanut trying to get himself out of there, finds the Cyclone as Viper is the one who soaks the ulti. Peanut almost makes it out. This is so weird. I don't know what's going on, really. As the bullet time once again, that's gonna wipe out Viper. And now Delight walking on in, wonders where the rest of his teammates have gone as Zeus has a fair bit of damage, but there are a lot of bad guys. And down goes Delight. Yukal going to turn up as well, and what just happened to HLE?
Let's just call it a happy accident if you're a DRX fan. If you're a Hanwha Life fan, you're just as frustrated as you were in the early game of Game 1, as that was a disastrous fight. And look, you ended up losing out the smite, but you don't have to deny the eye just because it was going to make a huge impact when we were watching some of those early game plays. But when sloppy fights break out, and your comp is the one that's really simple to execute, divide and conquer or wombo combo that can do both, you really have to be respectful in this case. I think Peanut should have let that eye go. I think Hanwha Life should have been
not taking too much damage there from Zeus, but Delight getting the information that Sponge is in this pit, and I don't think he's allowed to be in here for much longer. See whether Peanut can get some sort of steal or whether Sponge just has to get out of there and concede this part of the map. Yukal gets over, great knock-up, but it's still Peanut with the hands, able to get that smite out just in time.
Really tough to...
Out here by Andal as the rest of HLE. They want to try and take down Yukal, who's utilizing this split push Yone. Get something done. Sponge going to be chasing after him as Fate Sealed coming on through. And yeah, Yukal, I don't know whether he's going to be able to do enough tricky stuff to get himself out of this. However, Delight is also in trouble. That is a 1-for-1 as the heroic entrance onto the corpse of the Nautilus is not going to be able to keep him alive. He's able to take this turret,
Yeah, this actually worked out really well for DRX, all things considered, because they knew Rakan...
Yeah, this is a speedy gargoyle. As Arakan is going to lose interest. And Hook going to connect there. Chains of Corruption going down there as well. As Sponge taking the kitchen sink. Equalizer to bring Viper out of this fight completely. And Andal might be able to knock down Zeus, but he gets to the other side of his wall, exhausted there as well. Can't utilize it anymore as Rich finds the value. In the meantime, though, Teddy does fall down. Delight moving back towards this fight as Zeus single-handedly removing 3 people from the battle.
Yeah, that was kind of insane. And now teleport being committed here from Zekka. This one out, this Aurora is so huge.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they'd let it be, but they just know. They know there's no TPs. They know they have enough time. DRX running as fast as they can.
It's down to 5,000 health. They are sort of slowing the DPS. And as you can see, without the Varus there, they don't quite have the damage.
Oh
now
my
Sponge
God.
is going to get into position. Peanut down to 50%. It's going to be a 50-50. The taunt comes through. Peanut locks it down this time as Zeka goes golden. And remember, they have recalls now. The Winds of War come in. Rich, he goes golden as well, but he is in so much danger. Viper might be able to get some revenge, and he does so. Yukao looking to try and ult his way out, but unfortunately, it's his fate that's getting sealed here today. It's a double kill for the Varus, and HLE, I think they've broken the backs of DRX.
As possible here, so they can try to look for the inhib.
All right, they're going to look for it. There is the bullet time. It connects, and Viper is going to be sent home. There's the heroic entrance. Oh, Teddy just gets flattened like a bug, and they take down Sponge as well. No one dies because, of course, with Arakan, you cannot. And HLE will continue to move forward, ace in hand. Andal has just spawned, but he's not going to be able to stop this from going down.
I mean, Andal... Okay, we're going to walk through this fight
here.
You know, he died in the previous exchange and was not back in time, as Andal's likely to follow the same fate.
Yeah, it's the old out of a replay into a death that we were seeing in our previous series. This time, unfortunately, it's out of GA. So,
oh, that's right. Yeah, that's
still totally fine. But like you say, Zeka still has his, so he can just play defensive duty. And this Baron will be going down. There's nothing to stop Peanut from taking this out. And there it goes. So this is able to sidestep that anchor as he was looking for a mental flank angle. I think that's the stage of the game that they feel like they're up to, as Peanut getting on in there. The ulti comes through from Zeus, who's tanking the turret about 1,000,000 times. Goes golden in the nick of time to get out of dodge. Even flashes out of the bullet time and then goes between the veil. What the heck was that, Zeus? That is unfair. Teddy gonna get hooked and murdered. Zeus does eventually fall, but he bought enough time. As Peanut goes into his GA, he is not phased about this one. The knock up, the taunt, everything, and Rich goes down. Yukao deals with some minions. The Winds of War don't quite manage to land, but remember, the soul is unbound. And can they kill him? Yes, they can. The piercing arrow is going to come through as Peanut tanks the turret for just long enough.
Oh, for DRX, man, always so close in this game, but not enough. Thought perhaps they'd get one more Hail Mary, one more miracle, but Zeus said no. His movement there in those final moments,
how did he
incredible.
live, man?
I just don't even know.
I just don't even understand.
Is he cheating?
Of him. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, all right.
Andal, hold up.
Taking a lot of damage here as Andal just throws down the quickness to buy some time.
Teddy's up in 2, but he doesn't have ult.
Yeah. This Nexus turret, not long for the world. They do respawn now. Just don't know whether the Nexus does.
Teddy's about to have flash, but he doesn't want to go in, and there's the TP.
That's a teleport. All right, Zeus doesn't have his ultimate, and down goes Peanut. Okay, Zeus, what was the plan? The plan was die, as Sponge almost does the same thing.
Which Zeus play was more impressive? I don't know. It's about to be crazy. This is the game-deciding fight here.
And I thought we already had that.
I thought we had it twice. I mean, we did, but Hanwha said, well, hold on, one more. I'll give him one more.
Oh, God. Peanut may have just phased
No.
Oh, no, he ulted a clone! Oh, dear. Okay, Sponge able to vault breaker his way out as the bullet time doing a lot of damage. The Wombo comes in, and they lose 2 for 1. Now, the heroic entrance wasn't actually invested there as Zeus goes golden. Zeka looking to try and pick up Rich, but he goes golden in the nick of time, and Teddy is the fountain laser they've been waiting for. Viper, you're going to have to keep your cool, buddy, because this is going to have to be a clutch situation now. The Elder has now spawned.
Wait, the snipe!
Oh, God, okay. Viper's flashing. He finds the hail of arrows. The Chains of Corruption back off cooldown. The Justice Punch doesn't feel like justice anymore. DRX will lose Teddy, and the game is now over. I thought we were going to have that hype moment around the Elder, but we don't.
They're starting up the Elder Dragon Atlas, and okay, Teddy up in 10, but he's not going to be here for this fight. I think they're just going to have to give it.
And look at Zeka. He's just walking by himself to say, no, you're not allowed to come here.
Bodyguard, bouncer, whatever you want to call him. He's just not going to allow anyone near that Elder. And with Viper, 10 kills, full build, Zephyr. I mean, feats of strength on the Zephyr.
Fancy shoes.
He also has now the Elder buff.
Oh, okay, another combo as the ulti comes through from Yukal as well. Teddy going down solo. Remember, they're fighting into Elder Dragon, and the dragon is hungry. It's going to be taken down too, as there's the heroic entrance. Pentakill for a Galio. It's the Quadra now, as Andal's looking to try and deny it, but look at how fast he is. That's Cloud Soul, boys and girls, as the Winter War get the Penta for Zeka's Galio.
Oh, you love to see it. That's the way you want to end this game if you're Zeka. If you're Hanwha Life, I don't know if you were really happy with how the mid-game went and some of those mistakes you made, but they'll take it.
Oh, baby, that's one way to end it. This was absolute